Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Trades Talk with me, your host, Pop. And yes, holidays are over. Yeah, it's a sad time now because it's all back to work, back to the grind, back to getting ready for all sorts of breakdowns, time for shutdown and all that other kind of stuff. So yeah, here we go. After the rest comes the wave of things to do. So I'm right into it now. Well, this is your industrial stream, and things here aren't like other streams. We'll go over some news of the week for what's going on out there in the in industry. We'll see who's shutting down, who's on strike, and maybe some new facilities are being built. We can always hope for that. And then we'll check out some shortages, some articles that talk about the shortage of skilled trades, and then everyone's favorite time, picture time. Everyone likes picture time. Pictures, videos, stuff of the projects that I've been involved with. And I like sharing them with you guys. But before we get to all that, I'd like to say hello to you, David Glenn. Nice to see you again. Veritax. Hey, you're early this time around, buddy. And James, of course. Yes, that is a big excavator. That is a Gradall. At the beginning, when you watch my intro, they refer to that as a Gradall. It goes for more reach than an excavator which can dig deep. Gradall can't dig that deep, but it can reach farther away. Might be some former VShojo talent that should consider adopting a trade after this. I saw that, Veritax. I saw Iron Mouse. I watched her video this morning about that she left VShojo. Sounds like VShojo's up to some shady kind of stuff there. Not paying out as they should, being greedy. So yeah, it's big enough that it's gone into litigation. So there's going to be lawyers involved in all that. So I hope Iron Mouse makes out okay. I've never watched her, but she seems like a decent person. All right. Let's get on with it here. Now, I did try to go to Plant Magazine to get some new news, but there was no new news there, so I went to MRO instead. Yes, thank you, David. Remember to hit that like button. Apparently, YouTube is screwing around with what they consider a view nowadays on videos and such. I don't know if it applies to streams or whatever, but you guys could do me a favor and hit that like button if you are watching on YouTube. I am also on Kick and Twitch and Rumble. So YouTube's the only one that keeps screwing around. So I don't know. I don't know what their deal is. More engagement, I guess. But you guys are engaging enough. You guys do a good job. All right. The headline here says maintenance workers are going to strike at Cascade Aerospace, and then a couple days later, it's Cascade announces closure of New York manufacturing facility. I don't know if it's the same one, but it just seems kind of funny that would happen. They go on strike, and then all of a sudden they're going to close. Thanks, Veritax. Yeah, smash the like button. Help a fellow, will you? Let's have a look here. Let's see what Cascades announces closure of New York manufacturing facility. Cascades Incorporated announced that its corrugated medium manufacturing facility in Niagara Falls, New York, will be permanently closed as part of the optimization of the company's packaging production platform. In a press statement, the company stated that production will end no later than September 3rd, 2025. According to Cascades, the closure is part of a broader effect to focus on profitability and customer service levels. The Niagara Falls facility has an annual production capacity of 200,000 short tons. A second machine at the site was shut down in 2023. Closure costs are estimated at approximately $5 million. Oof. This is a difficult decision, but one that is an essential part of our focus on optimizing the performance of our packaging sector, said Jean-David Tardif, Executive Vice President, Packaging. The future growth momentum for Cascades and our customers is very promising, and we are well positioned to capitalize on opportunities for strategic and sustainable growth. We know what we need to do to get there: simplify, optimize, and focus. So they're going to be really cutting the fat, it sounds like. The closure will affect 123 employees. Cascade said it will provide job search support and work with affected staff during the transition. It also stated that customer service will not be disrupted, citing operational efficiencies across its broader packaging platform. I'm not streaming to zero. Maybe on Kick I am, but I do have a couple of followers on Kick. I know that. Just let me remove that. Poof. There we go. Okay, so that's a shame. Cascades announces the closing of their manufacturing facility, but is it the same as the maintenance workers? Probably not. This is Cascade Aerospace. On June 9th, approximately 280 skilled members of Unifor Local 114 walked off the job at Cascade Aerospace, initiating strike action after the company failed to reach an agreement with the union. Unifor represents workers at the Abbotsford facility, including aircraft maintenance engineers, interior technicians, painters, stores and maintenance staff, planning clerks, sheet metal mechanics, and others. A lot of trades in there. In a press statement, Unifor said the workers at the facility perform maintenance, repair, and overhaul work on a wide range of military and civilian aircraft. That includes heavy maintenance for the Royal Canadian Air Force's C-130's Hercules fleet, aircraft that are essential to Canada's defense, humanitarian, and disaster response missions. Our members maintain the kind of aircraft Canada depends on in times of crisis, from wildfires to humanitarian missions, said Unifor National President Lana Payne. All they ask for is to be treated with respect and to be paid what they're worth. It's time for Cascade Aerospace to recognize the skill, dedication, and service our members provide is indispensable. According to Unifor, Local 114 members previously voted 95% in favor of strike action on June 2nd and are on strike for wage improvements that would bring compensation at Cascade Aerospace in line with comparable jobs across the aerospace sector. Yeah, you got to try to be in line. When you're paying your workers, try to stay like at the industry average. You can be over, of course, but if you're going to be under, people are going to leave. You know, it's not going to be a good scene. You're going to lose good qualified people just for something dumb like, not paying them enough that they would get working across the street at the next place. Home Math is live. You're going to stick around though? Thanks. Appreciate that, James. The jobs our members do are among the most advanced industrial jobs in the country, said Gavin McGarrigle, Unifor Western Regional Director. Cascade Aerospace must recognize how important our members are to their business and pay industry standard wages. Supporting good aerospace jobs in Abbotsford helps support families, our community, and strengthens the entire regional economy. The strike follows weeks of negotiations between the union and the company. Unifor stated that both parties negotiated until the deadline. However, Cascade Aerospace failed to table an offer to the union's bargaining team that would satisfy the union's request for compensation in line with industry standards and the realities of increased living costs. Our jobs here are here in BC, and our members regularly work under very tight maintenance check timelines. The high quality of work our members perform on these aircraft is what has created Cascade's reputation in the aerospace industry and is becoming one of two Lockheed Martin C-130 authorized heavy maintenance centers in the world, said Steve Frank, Unifor Local 114 plant chair at Cascade Aerospace. Our demands are reasonable and straightforward. We want the same fair wages our colleagues make so we can continue to do our jobs with dignity, take pride in that the work that we do is valued by this company. And I don't know about you guys, but they're looking after aircraft. Things that can fall out of the air and take people with them. Why not keep the guys that do the maintenance on aircrafts happy and pay them a fair wage? Also, you want them to do a good job on their maintenance of aircrafts that are flying so they don't crash. It's a no-brainer. The company should smarten up on that. Let's not be the next Boeing. There you go, David. Yeah, don't follow what those guys do. That's backwards. Haven't heard much about them lately. I haven't really been looking into them, but I haven't heard much about Boeing at all lately. It's been very quiet. You guys heard anything? What's this one here? This one, Vention announces launch of Rapid Series Palletizer. Palletizer system is intended for manufacturers of managing labor shortages, multiple SKUs, and increasing automation requirements. Okay. I don't think it's required that they automate. Yeah, nothing, eh, David? Just crickets. Vention has launched its new Rapid Series Palletizer, a solution reportedly designed for quick deployment in manufacturing environments. In a press statement, Vention explained that the palletizer system is intended for manufacturers managing labor shortages, multiple SKUs, and increasing automation requirements. Vention's Rapid Series Palletizer is already a popular choice in North America, trusted by small manufacturers looking for a reliable one-stop shop to Fortune 500 food and consumer products companies seeking global rollout of a standardized solution, said François Giguère, Vention's CTO. Our goal with this release was simple: make end-of-line palletizing smarter, more mobile, and ready for anything. Our modular ecosystem also enables manufacturers to easily add on other end-of-line options and ensure they are completely compatible out of the box. According to the company, key features of the Rapid Palletizer are customizability, can integrate with modular grippers and conveyors to adapt to any product type or size. Vertical reach, achieves stack heights of up to 136 inches with an optional riser. That's pretty darn tall. What is that? It's almost 12 feet. Operations software enables rapid pallet recipe creation for unlimited SKU configurations. Mobility, a redesigned base, supports both pallet jacks and forklifts for anchor-free relocation. Access to live video assistance from automation specialists directly through the machine pendant. Really? Well, that's what it looks like there. So we can just stack pallets and, yeah. I don't know how fast it is, but, or how much weight it can, it's doing, looks like it's doing pails and boxes there. Sub to your YouTube or follow your TikTok. You'll personally follow your kick stream. That's, no, that's all right. Yeah, let's move along here. Keyera announces plans to acquire Plains Canadian natural gas business for a $5.15 billion deal. Ooh, Keyera. All right. Alberta-based Keyera Corp has announced that it is entered into a definitive agreement to acquire substantially all Plains Canadian natural gas liquids business, along with select U.S. assets for approximately $5.15 billion. According to a company press statement, the transaction is expected to close in the first quarter of 2026, pending regulatory approvals, including clearance under the Competition Act. Okay. If completed, the acquisition would expand Keyera's natural or NGL infrastructure across Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario, and create a cross-Canada corridor for NGL processing, storage, and distribution. Yeah, isn't that something? Yeah, James, C-130 planes are good planes? I would think so. From what I've heard. You heard a cousin talk about a palletizer in one of his jobs and people don't know how to use it? Just make more messes? Yeah, that's something, eh, Veritex? According to the company, the acquired assets include approximately 193,000 barrels a day of C3 plus fractionation capacity, around 23 million barrels of storage capacity, over 1,500 miles of pipeline, with throughput capacity of 575,000 barrels a day, 5.7 billion cubic feet per day of straddle gas processing capacity at the Empress facility, multiple truck and rail terminals in Canada and the U.S. All right. According to the company, the acquisition is expected to significantly scale Keyera's operations with a projected 50% increase in fee-based earnings in the first full year after closing. The company also noted that a large portion of its revenue would continue to come from long-term service contracts. company anticipates approximately $100 million in near-term annual synergies, reportedly driven by operational efficiencies and cost reduction. The acquisition would also expand Keyera's capacity to process and distribute products such as ethane, propane, butane, condensate, and isooctane. This is a highly strategic acquisition that strengthens our core business and accelerates our growth trajectory, said Dean Setoguchi, President and CEO of Keyera. The assets we are acquiring are high quality, synergistic, and strongly aligned with our operational footprint and expertise. This transaction enhances our ability to serve customers, capture meaningful operational efficiencies, and deliver sustainable long-term value for shareholders, while also helping to reinforce Canada's position as a global energy leader. Well, that's crazy, yeah. First I've heard of Keyera buying planes. Okay. Well, Keyera shareholders should be happy. Oh, here we go. This is in the automotive sector. Stellantis warns of a $2.7 billion loss for the first half of 2025 due to tariffs and some big charges. Okay. You can only point at tariffs for so long. These guys might be lying about this. Coming up with, because it's easy to blame tariffs right now for stuff like that. Stellantis, the maker of Jeep and Ram vehicles, says its preliminary estimates show a $2.3 billion net loss in the first half of the year due to U.S. tariffs and some hefty charges. The automaker anticipates an impact of about 300 million euros for net tariffs incurred and also expects planned production losses related to implementing its response plan. The automaker provided preliminary financial figures on Monday after suspending financial guidance in April due to Trump's tariffs. It also halted production at plants in Canada and Mexico in response to a 25% tax on imported cars, and it temporarily laid off 900 workers at plants in Michigan and Indiana. Tariffs got my sister pregnant. Oh, damn tariffs. Stellantis expects approximately 3.3 billion euros of pre-tax net charges, mostly related to program cancellation costs and platform impairments, restructuring, and the net impact of costs related to emission standards. Automakers have been penalized if the average fuel economy of their annual fleet of vehicle production exceeds a certain level. Really? Antonia Filosa took over as CEO 2 months ago after Carlos Tavares resigned under pressure last year. Stellantis, which was created from the 2021 merger of France's PSA Peugeot and with Italian-U.S. carmaker Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, is the world's fourth largest car manufacturer. It is based in the Netherlands. Where's Kitty Bear? He should know about it. They're in the Netherlands. She got herself pregnant. Stellantis will release its financial results for the first half of the year on July 29th. Well, that'll be next week. President Donald Trump signed executive orders in April to relax some of his 25% tariffs on automobiles and auto parts, a significant reversal as the import taxes threaten to hurt domestic manufacturers. Automakers and independent analysis have indicated that the tariffs could raise prices, reduce sales, and make U.S. production less competitive worldwide. Trump portrayed the changes as a bridge toward automakers moving more production into the United States. The tariffs ordered by Trump are hitting the entire auto sector, which sends vehicles and parts across the northern and southern borders of the U.S. repeatedly as they are assembled. The Center for Automotive Research says that a uniform 25% tariff on all trading partners would have an increased cost of $107 billion to all U.S. automakers and an increased cost of $41 billion for the big three automakers in Detroit, Stellantis, General Motors, and Ford. That's really how it happened. 3 kids, 5 baby daddies. Oy. Yikes. Yeah, that's okay. I don't need people to bring in more. I don't need you to bring in more subscribers. They have to want to be here. You can't just bring them in. Sorry you're late. You were wondering if you were going to cover the Stellantis situation. We're just looking at that right now, Fabric. And welcome. How you doing, man? General Motors. In May, General Motors lowered its profit expectations for the year as the carmaker braced for a potential impact from auto tariffs as high as $5 billion in 2025. The Detroit automaker said at the time that it anticipated full-year adjusted earnings before interest and taxes in a range of $10 billion to $12.5 billion. The guidance includes a current tariff exposure of $4 billion to $5 billion. Tired, eh, Fabric? Busy today, I bet. Ford. That same month, Ford Motors said it expects to take a $1.5 billion hit to its operating profit from tariffs this year and was withdrawing its full year financial guidance due to the uncertainty created by the Trump administration's evolving trade policy. Ford and Tesla are expected to see a smaller impact from tariffs than GM and other automakers because they assemble more of their cars in the U.S. Still, what impact they do see won't be insignificant. And that's it. That's where they left off at. All right. Well, hey, Alex Moore, how you doing? We'll have to see what happens here. Looks like you're back to YouTube censorship again. Yeah, what? His name is just Fabric Folds. Nothing wrong with that. And his profile picture is very innocuous. You know, nothing you wouldn't see at the beach. No one is buying the Fords and Chevys off of the lots locally. No, Veritax. And that's what I think is, they didn't even bring up the fact that they scaled back the EV assembling that they're doing, like building of the electric cars. They didn't bring that up. That's probably a big what do you call it? Probably a big factor in why they haven't made a lot of money, because nobody's buying them. They're not flying off the shelves or the lots like people thought they were going to. And it's like, yeah, you guessed wrong. You thought people were going to just run out and grab them? Nope, not at all. Everyone says your profile picture has the sweetest smile. Yeah, vertical smile. Anyway, that's it for MRO. Jaguar laid off a huge number of people. Really? I didn't hear about Jaguar yet. I think I have. What do I have? I've got somewhere that the. Oh, you know what? I'll look it up here. Look it up here and check and see. Maybe it will have it. We got a graphic showing automobile makers. There we go. If you guys haven't seen this before, hang on, let me throw it up here on the screen. Here's 14 car companies control a combined 54 brands. So there is only 14 car companies. So no matter what you think you have, it could be owned by one of these 14 car companies. Now, you said that last Jaguar commercial went over like a lead condom? I don't even remember that Jaguar commercial. So who owns Jaguar then? Where are they? Checking. Looking around. Oh, there's Jaguar. Jaguar's owned by Tata Motors. So Jaguar is owned by an Indian company. And it owns Land Rover. Yep. Yeah, Tata. There you go, David. So Daimler still owns Mercedes and Smart Car, FCA, which is Fiat Actually, I'm not sure what year this is from, because that should say Stellantis. Excuse me. Tata Motors, weren't they one busted airbag sensors a few years ago? I recall something. I didn't know it was Tata that did that. Nissan owns Infiniti, Datsun, and Nissan. Honda owns Acura and Honda. PSA owns DS Automobiles, Peugeot, Citroën. BMW owns Rolls-Royce, BMW, and Mini. Geely owns London Taxi Company, Volvo, and Geely. Look at this. Volkswagen owns Lamborghini, Volkswagen, Porsche, Bentley, Bugatti, Skoda, Seat. I've never heard of Seat before. And Audi. Hyundai owns Hyundai and Kia. GM owns Buick, Baojun, Wulong Motors, GMC, Opel, Cadillac, Vauxhall, Holden, and Chevrolet. No, not Tata's fabric. They should have added the S to that, eh? Tatas. Come and drive some Tatas. Renault owns Samsung. I didn't know there you could get Samsung car. Renault and Dacia. As we said before, Tata owns Jaguar, Land Rover, Tata Motors. Toyota owns Toyota, Lexus, and Daihatsu. Ford owns Ford and the Lincoln Motor Company. And yeah, that's it. You've got your 14 car companies owning just those brands. At least I think so. What's this one? Here's a bit of a bigger graphic, hopefully. That's not that big. You want one of those Canadian cars? You want a Bricklin. That was one of cars made in Canada. Tesla's market cap. Look at this. Just unreal. Tesla's 1.4 trillion. Crazy. Anyways, that was that was just showing you that there's only 14 car companies and they own all these different brands. You get a Samsung car in silver to match your fridge. There you go. Get a stainless one. And Tesla already has it. It's called the Cybertruck. All right. So I found this actually on Yahoo Finance, believe it or not. In the news release, Lowe's Foundation, so Lowe's, those are the home improvement guys there, investment is solving skilled trades labor shortage, grows to $43 million. Here we go. The Lowe's Foundation today announced 12 new Gable grants for community and technical colleges to help solve America's critical skilled trades worker shortage. The funding expands the foundation's nationwide network of Gable grants recipients to 60 organizations, each delivering scalable pathways into high-demand trade careers. It wasn't Brickland. It started with a F, something like Fontaine, Foutine. The Poutine, the new Quebec Poutine, gets 14 cheese curds to the mile, through expanded training grants to this cohort will help rebuild the next generation of skilled tradesmen at a time when the industry needs it the most, according to the National Association of Home Builders. Skilled labor gap drives a $10 billion annual economic loss in the housing industry. Collectively, we are writing a comeback story for the skilled trades industry, said Janice Dupree, Lowe's Executive Vice President of Human Resources and Chair of the Lowe's Foundation. Through our Gable Grants network, these schools join a community of innovators, helping one another effectively recruit, train, and employ the people America needs to revitalize our infrastructure. Since launching the Gable Grants program in 2023, the foundation has invested $43 million across 28 states. The grants are part of a 5-year, $50 million commitment to help community and technical colleges and nonprofits recruit, train, and prepare 50,000 trades professionals across carpentry and construction, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, and property maintenance. The new Lowe's Foundation Gable Grants support the following community and technical colleges: Blue Ridge Community College, Cape Fear Community College, Community College of Rhode Island, Florida State College at Jacksonville, Los Angeles Community College, Germanna Community College, Ivy Tech Community College, J.F. Ingham State Technical College, Johnson College of Technology, Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, Palm Beach State College, Texas State Technical College. The next Gable Grant application cycle for community-based nonprofits opens from August 1st to August 31st and is by invitation only. Well, it's nice to see the Lowe's is helping out. That was you. How many brands own all the brands? That I don't know, Veritax. You're asking the big questions here. Poutine and Moosehead, part of this balanced breakfast. You got to get it. It is a part of this balanced breakfast. Eh? Also with the cigarette. This one I found from Scotland. The Edinburgh News. It seems they're suffering as well. Edinburgh homeowners face 344-pound bills and 6-day waits as skilled trades suffer shortage. 344 pounds, that's about $700, I think. Hey, Aris, how you doing? And DJ Ronnie G. What's up, DJ? You home from work now? Things are going good, Aris. Hope you're going well for you. Are you guys coming in? Hey, don't forget, smack that like button. Otherwise, YouTube doesn't recognize it as a view. At least I think so. DJ Ronnie G is everywhere? He is everywhere. Is there enough DJ Ronnie G to go around? Yeah, you just got home? All right. Well, we'll just settle in, and this article is from Edinburgh in Scotland. A new study by Markle Direct, the specialist insurer of tradespeople, has revealed that Edinburgh homeowners have to pay £344 on average to fix a do-it-yourself disaster. That's almost 110 pounds above the national average of £235. The survey, which explores the growing shortage of tradespeople in the UK, asked 1,187 UK homeowners about do-it-yourself jobs they had attempted themselves, which went wrong, and required a professional tradesman to fix. Whilst 44% of homeowners considered themselves to have good do-it-yourself skills, 29% made a problem worse by trying to fix it themselves. Such is the way it goes, eh? The study found that the average cost to hire a tradesman to fix a do-it-yourself fail was £235. Brighton topped the list with the highest cost of £351, followed by Edinburgh and Nottingham in third place. Rob Reeves, divisional director at Market Direct, commented, whilst it's essential for homeowners to possess basic do-it-yourself skills, knowing when to call a professional tradesman is equally crucial. As tempting as it may be to attempt a repair to save money or time, it can often result in higher costs and extended timelines. For peace of mind, hiring qualified and insured tradesmen is the best course of action for more challenging tasks. Yeah, I mean, for myself, I'm not going to attempt like electrical work here at my house. I do not want my house to burn down. I will ask either an electrician I know or hire somebody, an electrical contractor, to come and do the work that I need done. Because I'm also, it's electricity. I don't feel like dying. DJ's as vast as space and turtles. He sure is. Do-it-yourself confidence isn't consistent across the UK, and neither are the costs of fixing mistakes, from living without heating during a cold period to dealing with pipe burst. Urgent home repairs don't just impact quality of life, they also pose a risk to the maintenance of a property. In fact, 40% of homeowners reported that their shortage of skilled tradesmen has affected their ability to keep their homes in good condition. Whoa, that's quite a bit. 235 pounds, that's heavy, man. Yeah, it is. The study also explored which locations experienced the longest wait times for a tradesman to fix an urgent issue. Plymouth topped the list, reporting a 10-day wait. Nottingham and Sheffield were next with a 9-day wait, followed by Glasgow with an 8-day wait. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if I can't get somebody the same day, or at least the next day, I'm calling up the competition. Like, if I call a plumber and they can't show up until 3 or 4 days later, I'm calling the next guy. So I just can't wait. The mix of locations reporting long wait times and high repair costs are spread throughout the UK, underlining that the shortage of tradesmen is apparent throughout the country and not a localized problem for one region. It's worldwide. Honestly, guys, I've read articles from different parts of Europe and such, and this is a worldwide phenomenon. This is something that is just not, not in my backyard. Yeah, it's happening everywhere. Oh, okay. And they just broke it down with the city and the average wait time and how much to fix. So apparently the shortest one was in Norwich, and it was the cheapest too. I don't know where Norwich is in the UK, but it seems they have a better time of it there. And there you go. That's our articles for the day. Well, you know what that means. It's going to be picture time. It's picture time. Yes, indeed. So let's do that. Just let me get set up here. You guys know notice the title of my stream tonight was "What's That Smell?" Well, working in a hydrogen sulfide plant, that is something you have to watch out for, because you can smell hydrogen sulfide up to a certain point, and then it burns out your olfactory sensors in your nose. And if you can't smell it, then you're in trouble. Let me just show you a chart here. Here's a chart. I don't know if you guys can see it that well. It says the poisoning effects of hydrogen sulfide gas. So hydrogen sulfide, extremely dangerous. And they make measurements in parts per million. So at 0.03 parts per million, your time exposure is no time limit and there's no effect on you. It's very low. That's very low. You're not even getting into 1 part yet. 0.08 to 2 parts per million, no time limit as well. And you get the odor. The smell of rotten eggs is what it's been equivalent to. What people say it smells like. 10 parts per million. You can only stay in it up to 8 hours. You get an 8-hour time weighted average. But there's still no effect. At 15 parts per million, you can only stay in it up to 15 minutes. And that's the threshold. So very small. From 0 to 15 parts per million, that's it. No, don't snort rotten eggs, kids. Don't snort them. It's not good. From 15 to 200, that's quite the jump, I know. Still only up to 15 minutes, but your impact on you is going to be a headache, nausea, general weakness, and pain in the legs. from 200 to 500 parts per million. You get 1 minute. And that happens. What happens to you? Irritation of the nose and throat, vertigo, blurring of vision, loss of consciousness lasting a few minutes. Reminds you of that song by Leonard Skinner. Ooh, that smell. What is that smell? I know which one you're talking about, Fabric. Okay, now we get up to 500 to 900 parts per million. Once again, 1 minute. Coma, profound coma, convulsions, disorientation after recovery. I don't know if you'd even recover after this. From what I was told is at 700 parts per million, if you go, you're going to be falling down to the ground. All it takes is one inhale and you're down on the ground. There's like, you're not coming back. Greater than 900 parts per million. 1 minute. As well, instant coma and death. So, you can see how deadly this is. Why are you hearing that Steve Urkel voice saying, wait a minute, what's that smell? So, this is the gas that I deal with. This is the gas that gets made at the facility I work at. Hydrogen sulfide. Extremely dangerous. Okay, we are very careful with everything we do here. We also make it not just a gas, we also have it a liquid form. So the expansion on that is crazy as well, to go from liquid to gas. So you're going to get a big cloud if it ever it gets exposed, the liquid gets exposed to the atmosphere, which it has never done. So we're very careful when it comes to taking care of places where they could have leaks. Ah, yes. Thanks for answering that, Fabric. I think that was James. I saw your answer and replied as well. Yes. For treating cattle for fleas and ticks, he recommends Coral Fly and tick. It's cheap, easy, and effective. There you go. Coral Fly. You make that gas after 2 bowls of beans? Yeah, but your parts per million aren't going to be that high, and it's going to dissipate really quick. Unless you're like in a phone booth or under the covers. Anyways, that's what I wanted to show you guys, just how it works. Also, I wish I could have found one that showed you that after the exposure over a certain level, you lose the ability to smell it. So you're relying on your monitor that you wear all the time. You have a gas monitor for hydrogen sulfide. You wear it all the time with you, no matter what. And it will let you know if there is any of it in the air. It is heavier than air, Veritax. H2S is heavier than air, but if it's out, our whole facility is outside, so if there's a wind, you can be standing on the other side of a leak and not even know it. So if there's a leak in a flange and the wind's if you're staring at the flange and the wind's at your back and it's blowing it away from you, you will not even know that there's a leak there. You won't smell it or anything. It'll just take it away. But it does when it's when there's no wind or anything like that. It sits in low-lying areas. Those are some of the what do you call it? It's how it acts. Anyways, for the picture, let's do this. The reason I say, what's that smell, is because today, this one, there we go. So, stainless steel braided hose. This is double jacketed. There is a hose within a hose. You have a inner hose that carries the product and an outer hose for detecting leaks. And it's got a 90-degree to connect to a rail car. It's got the straight end to connect to the loading rack. And there was reports, the guys were saying they could smell hydrogen sulfide, but then it would go away. They say, yeah, we caught a whiff of something, and then it was gone. It's like, okay, well, we better find out what's going on here. So, this is just the sealing face where the gasket sits. Nothing wrong with that. That's okay. There's a close-up of it. That's the sealing face. So your gasket will sit on there, a graphite gasket. Spiral round gasket. The safety guys that use them as relay hosers, eh? I see what you did there. There's a picture of the stainless steel braiding that they use. And these hoses are not cheap. They're about $3,000 a piece. Stainless braided is the worst because it ages like milk. You won't use it if you have any other choice. Yeah, I hear that. Need a sealing bird to tell you when there's a leak? Yeah. Get a canary. There's the other end. I took a picture of that end. And I picked it up and had a look at that face, sealing face, and it looked okay. So there was no leaks coming out of the flanges. So it must be inside the hose itself. Doug and Bob were wise men. Good old Doug and Bob McKenzie, eh? If you guys haven't watched Strange Brew, you should. So the hose is all certified. It's got its own CRN number and everything like that. It's built to a standard. This is actually built in Texas. It was built February. Its maximum working pressure is 500 psi, but we only can put 300 psi on it, so it will never see its maximum pressure. And also, they've tested it to 1,000 psi, so that's perfectly fine. There's the one that there's what it looks like when it's in action. This is a different one that we swapped out. This is the new hose. It's the sales line. There's the gauge that detects whether there is gas leaking into the jacket. And it's at 0. So that's okay. It's fine that it's at 0. It means there's no leaks there. And there's the other end of it. It's not connected to the rail car yet. It's got a cap on it. We always cap them off because that's the safe way to do things. There's where we could take readings here. They have a digital pressure gauge as well as a analog pressure gauge. And you can see this is for sour gas service because that's what hydrogen sulfide is. It's a sour gas. But it's not reading any pressure on there, so that's good as well. But yes, it all stemmed with the fact that the guys said they could smell hydrogen sulfide gas. And through process of elimination, by pressure testing, by loading it up with nitrogen, we were able to determine that this hose is the culprit that was leaking somewhere. Shiny shoes must be beginning a shift. Did you see my shoes in that? No, you didn't see my shoes. I took these pictures all at the end of the shift. But yes, it was because the guys have a keen sense and they were able to, like as I said, process of elimination for all the hoses. You pressure test them with nitrogen. You can load them up and see which one was leaking, and it was this one. But it must be something internal. There must be something wrong with the inner jacket, and we won't find out until it gets sent back to the manufacturer for them to look it over. That may take a while, but it is important that it gets done. They need to find out what failed on this, because we have 6 of these, and we need to know that they're going to last. They have to have a 5-year shelf life, or a 5-year work life, and then they get thrown out at the end of that life. So 5-year lifespan. Company policy, once these things are 5 years old, out in the garbage. Throw them in the scrap steel bin and buy new ones. And at $3,000 a piece, that is expensive. You end up having to pay about, $18,000 just for a set of 6 of them? So yeah, that's this is something that we got to figure out what happened here. So I'll keep you guys apprised as to what's going on. Once I know, you guys will know, and hopefully it'll be they'll be able to figure it out. Maybe we get warranty on this. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So that was what that smell was all about. The smell of hydrogen sulfide. Something you don't ever want to smell at the plant there. You guarantee it was a jacket split. Braided stainless will cut the jacket if there is any differential pressure or the slightest movement. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, Fabric. If it is a jacket split, I really want to know too. I do have spares, and they weren't made by this company. They were made by a local company, but they're even more expensive. So we were trying to get ourselves a good deal by getting them made in Texas. But we'll see how that goes. May have to go back and put I may have to put our spares in. That's not a good thing. Let's see. Oh, yes, and I took some extra photos. Worked in your father's bleach plant one summer. We had to carry an escape respirator because they all had kinds of chemicals. The big one you encountered was ammonia. Yeah, ammonia. When I worked at the composting facility, all the compost would give off a lot of ammonia, and I found my limit was about 200 parts per million when it would start to burn my eyes. Other than that, I was okay up to that. But yeah, ammonia was pretty bad. But we also wore respirators and such, so we had to wear them all the time. This thing is for cathodic protection, as you can see there. Cathodic protection is for pipelines. Pipelines, you don't want them to degrade or, rust, corrode when they're underground. So you just pass an electric current through them. And that's what this guy's for. Brand new cathodic protection for passing current through a pipeline. I'm excited about this. This replaces our old one, which looks like it was from the 1970s. And yeah, I took some pictures of it. It's a cathodic protection rectifier. And that's what it looks like. It just sits on a pallet there. It's just one giant steel. I don't even think that's aluminum. I think they made it all out of steel. And at the back, it's got some places to... Looks like a place for a bracket to go that you can lift it up off. I don't want this thing sitting on the ground. I think they're going to make a stand for it. Rectifiers, mount up! There you go. Nope. I guess I didn't take as many pictures as I thought of that. But I'm hoping they make a nice big framework for it to sit on, and it'll be easily accessible because I have to take the readings of where this is set, coarse and fine, and then they can set the volts and the amps that they send through the pipeline. So that'll be all right. I forgot to take a picture of the old rectifier. I'll do that the next time. You guys we can compare next week. I'll take pictures of the old rectifier and you guys can see what I'm dealing with compared to the brand new one. But they'll probably have to wait till shutdown to install this thing. Well, all right, fellas. Enjoy some Liliel. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Don't forget, hey guys, please hit that like button if you're on the YouTube side there. These guys there's some shenanigans going on where they're not counting views and such for people. And it's a little disheartening that they decided to go that way. I really hate bugging everybody for likes and stuff like that. It's like, you know what? If you really like the content, yeah, hit it. But if you don't care for it, then don't. But at least give me a view for when somebody watches my stuff. And speaking of which, I've got a lot more unboxing videos that I've uploaded in recent times, if you guys haven't seen those. I still have more to do as well. I've got I got 2 more figures to unbox from one from a different show and one from the cosplay show I was watching. So keep an eye out for that one. They're always just quick videos anyway. But yeah, don't forget, tell your friends, spread the word, let them know old Pop's here. There's other channels out there to watch too, like Pacific 414 and DJ Ronnie G. Brandon the Anime Guy, there's Carl at the RNG Podcast, Tomby, Angry Canadian, Reporal Lifeform. There is everyone's favorite Penguin, Punk Waddle. You can watch him. He always has lots of good stuff out there. And don't forget Infinite Metal. He's on Kick and Twitch. He plays a lot of retro games. And it's just generally a fun time hanging out with Infinite Metal. Coming up on Saturday, more Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. I'm working my way slowly through each dungeon. And yeah, it's not bad. I like this. I've never played it before. It's a collaboration between Capcom and Nintendo. So that's pretty good. Back when Capcom was making good games. Pop, soon to be American. Time will tell. You'll go back and watch the 20 minutes you missed. Yay, thanks, Fabric. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, DJ, you know what? Alberta's talking about separation from Canada. I'm okay with that. If I can keep it so that, make it so that I don't have to send my taxes to the federal government to waste on like transfer payments to the other provinces, I'm okay with that. You know, just because Alberta is the economic engine of Canada doesn't mean we should have to share all of our money with the other provinces. If we keep it here, our quality of life would get a lot better. Anyway, after Saturday is Sunday, and that's Anime Chat Day, and that'll be more classics of literature. And in case you missed it the last time, we did the Monster of Frankenstein. That was a good one. And what was the second one we did? Was it the Jungle Book, I think? Yes, it was The Jungle Book. So another classic book done in anime style. seems to be the crux of it. Yeah, DJ. Oh, no problem. Yeah, I don't mind sharing my thoughts on that. It's something that I think is important. Yeah, Frankenstein, the anime, was good, and his assistant wasn't named Igor. That's a Hollywood thing, always calling the assistant Igor. And Frankenstein is the doctor. The monster didn't have a name. It was just Frankenstein's monster. And man, I'll tell you what, they didn't pull any punches. That was a 90-minute story that was just great. If Alberta becomes independent, you may very well move there. It's not even a change of climate. Does it get just as cold, Fabric? Maybe you might want to stay down there. I don't know. But we'd welcome you up here. Yes, so Sunday, like I was saying, Sunday, classics literature. And then after that will be Trade Stock Tuesday. You guys know the deal. I'm back at it now, so I'm in the thick of things, repairing things, getting ready for shutdown. I'm full steam ahead, back at the grind. What would Alberta money be? Damoose. You know what? I don't care what it is, as long as I get to keep more of it. We should make some really fun money, yeah. Alberta has no rats. That's apparently what they say. We have something called the Rat Patrol, and they're supposed to, be notified of any rats that are around and just exterminate them, keep them, because they don't come across the Rocky Mountains, and they would just have to watch the Saskatchewan border. So it's 68 right now, so you have the same elevation and weather. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Calgary is 3,300 feet above sea level, and Edmonton is 2,200 feet above sea level. So as you're driving south, you go higher in elevation. And Calgary is about an hour away from the Rocky Mountains, and Edmonton's like 3 hours. So yeah, same weather, elevation. I mean, it's nice now. It was nice today. I think it was about 22 Celsius. That's not bad. I think that's about 72, 74 Fahrenheit. It was all right. Anyways, that's it for me tonight, fellas. I had a fun time. I hope you did too. And if I don't see you on the weekends, I hope I see you next Tuesday for the next Trades Talk. But until then, I've been Pop. You're at 5,100, so you need something higher. Wow! 5,100 feet. No wonder. Yeah, you got to come down. Half that. Half that if you go to Edmonton. All right, everybody. You guys have yourselves a great night. This is Pop signing off.